There's my neighbor's dog. You see him right there? There he is, barking. Dog might come closer. There he is. It's my neighbor's dogs. And then here's the other one. This dog was like mouthing off to me before. It's really weird. She was like opening her mouth and saying something. It's really kind of scary. Hi, dear. But anyway, she's not as quiet as he is anyway. They're not really quiet dogs, to tell you the truth. So, guys, I wanted to do a video today. And I want to talk about something because I want people to know this can happen to them so that you guys know, okay? So, since my mom passed, what's happened to me is that I have had dreams about my mom. And it's been situations where I've been really close to my mom. My mom isn't the only one who I've had dreams about. I've had dreams about my Aunt Mary, dreams about my grandma and stuff. And it's just been really, really crazy, you know, to have dreams about people who have departed or passed on to actually happen. It's really crazy that happened because I never thought this would happen to me. I remember my Aunt Karen said something. She wrote my mom this, like she wrote something as card. It said to my mom, it said to my mom, my Aunt Karen said to my mom, if there was any way for her to come back to my mom after she passed on, then my Aunt Karen said that she would. Now, my mom never said that it happened, and I understand why my mom may not have accepted anything like that, because to my mom and people in her family, they believe that once somebody has passed on, then they're gone. But my dad and I have had experiences too, and another sibling of mine had an experience where they experienced something too, which is something that was surprising to me. But anyway, my dad saw my mom after she passed on, and my mom was there when he was sick. And my dad was able to see her, and my dad just talks about her all the time. It's really hard for him to kind of adapt to her not being here, because my dad used to go see my mom every day. And so because of that, it's hard for him to carry on. But for me, I have dreams about my mom. I'm not going to say every single day, but I do. And this is an experience that I have myself because I don't have a claim to religion anymore. What made me go to church and call myself a Christian was because of my mom. Because, like, I remember I would go to church with my mom, and I didn't just go with my mom. I remember I went with my grandma, and I think I went with my Aunt Mary too. My grandma and Aunt Mary went to like a Catholic church, and when I was a kid, I remember this memory where we went for Ash Wednesday and stuff, and I remember like in the church we had to wear like this veil over our heads or something like that as kids and stuff. So I remember that with them. And then with my with my mom, I remember like I go to church with my mom and stuff, to the Catholic church, and I really love doing that. This is when I was like in high school, and also when I got to college, and I really loved going with my mom. I really loved going, and what kept me in it a lot was my mom. But my mom stopped going, you know. My mom would always do research and stuff about history and stuff and everything. And what I did for my mom, this was way before she passed, but what I did was I sent my mom I sent her some information that I learned about the religion my mom clung to so hard. I learned about it. And because of that, I just shared what I learned with her because I know she liked history. And so I shared some information I learned myself about our religion that we had shared. And I shared it with her. And, my mom did read the information. I still have I believe I have the phone that I gave my mom. Or I don't even know if I did, but I think I gave it to somebody. I might still have it, I don't know. But and shared the information with my mom that she read, that she touched. And my mom got a chance to learn the information before she passed. And it's so crazy because my mom had such a great, the circumstances when my mom passed weren't so great, because my mom was depending on her faith to save her, like a Jesus or a God or someone from the church to come and save her and stuff. But what my siblings don't know is that was one of the things, which is why my mom did not cling to us like that. But it's just crazy, you know. It's really crazy that I've had these experiences, and I understand people who like cling to Christianity, and they cling to it because they have someone that they shared with, or they believe in it because it's something that's helping them, that's carrying them. But what I've learned myself is I've learned that since my mom wasn't here, and because I started to read it to become more like into it and understand it, to see what I was associating with, I read the Bible, and I learned about what was in the Bible, what it said, what it meant to me as a black person, like things it says towards me as a black woman. And I learned about it. I know for some people they'd be disheartened to read it and to learn about things that's in it, to understand it. But for me, to tell you the truth, I've been a person who, I'm going to tell you guys something I've never told anybody, but I myself, when I was a kid, right after I was born, like a lot of kids, I looked at the light that was in the hospital, right? I didn't look at my mom or anybody in the delivery room. I was just looking at the light. And when I was born, I remember that there was this memory that came with me when I was born. And the memory that I was born with was that when I was a kid, I didn't believe in a God, like not a Christian God. I'd never heard of that until I had like heard it from family. Okay, I had never once heard of that before. So, what happened is that I didn't have a belief in that. I didn't believe in that, you know. I had a belief that there was a higher something that existed. And there was something that you would call a God. But it was something that I associated with that light. It was so bright I couldn't see. And when I was a kid, I became aware of like Christianity from family, you know. And I associated that term God with another term that I knew when I just came into life. So when I came into life, I remember my mom brought me home. And I wasn't concerned with who the people were, because when I was a kid, when I was born, not a kid, but when I was a baby coming in, I didn't have an understanding of what the place was, who the people were I was around. So much to the point that when my family brought me home, I looked at them. When I opened my eyes and I looked at them, when I looked at them, I knew everything about them. I knew their futures. I knew what their purpose was and everything. Now, I can't remember it now. I can't remember it. But what I can say is I saw everybody's future, their experience. And I was just new. And I think this is because for me, I came with spiritual gifts. And those gifts that I came with, these gifts are amazing gifts. Like they're like gifts where people talk about the third eye, right? Some people are really scared of that. But that's what I had. I had the third eye. I was really powerful. And I knew a lot of things, and I can access information like what you would do with the internet. Like in the 90s, they didn't have the internet like they did now, right? They had big boxy computers and stuff when I was born. And they didn't have the internet in the capacity they do now. But for me, I was able to access information from, you might say, the stars, right? You may say, some people may say the ancestors, right? But what I would say is that I was able to access this information, and I lost the ability because I was lead poisoned, so I lost the ability when I was a kid. But I know I'm more connected with myself, right? I'm more like, I'm not as connected, but I meditate to try to get close. Okay, but what I know myself is I now understand, and I bonded with my mom. Like I bonded with her, you know, I loved her, bonded with her. And some people say, well, when you're the people you're in life with, these are people that were in your past lives, right? And you choose to incarnate with them because you're familiar with them. Now, I don't know that for sure, but their love for my mom was really special. It was different. Like, it was way deep, right? And my love was deep with people I knew, with my mom, with my Aunt Mary, with my grandma. It was deep. It's deep love that I have for people. I have a deep love and respect for people. And it's probably not something that people are familiar with, you know, here in the third dimension. People are not familiar with this type of love. You know, it's kind of different. It's where I'm with people and I love them for who they are, not for what I can get from them or anything else, but it's a love that I care about them deeply, right? So, and that probably plays in the fact with me being able to see my departed relatives. There's one relative I didn't see. There's a cousin of mine I haven't seen. And with her, I haven't gotten a chance to see her or anything like that. I don't know where she is. I know where my child is, my two kids. I know where they are. Okay? I know where they are. And I've had an experience with my child myself, one of them, where one day I got to see my kid. And he was beautiful. He had a smile, like, so bright, like, beautiful smile. And a lot of people think when you get an abortion, they think that you lose a kid. They think that you did something wrong. But really, that kid is their choice. They choose whether or not to reincarnate or not. Okay? And they choose that. Okay? So, with my kid, I had two kids. One's a boy, one's a girl. And both of them, they chose to wait for me, not in a heaven, but a realm that's not on earth. It's higher up there. That's where my relatives are. That's where they are. And it's crazy because with different ones of my relatives, I saw them at different times. So for my mom, I think I saw her, I think I'd say I started seeing my mom, I saw my mom right after. I saw my mom, like, I think right after she passed, I saw my mom. I think that it happened because she tried to contact me, right? So my mom, my Aunt Mary, I saw her right after she passed. I saw her. I saw my grandma. This was years down the road, but I saw my grandma. And I love them. I love them so much, you know, at my heart because I love them. My chest, you know, and my chest where my heart is, you know. But a lot of people think that people just pass on. And one of my siblings got to experience this and see something that she probably doesn't know how to explain. Was seeing somebody in a dream, but seeing my mom. But it's this real stuff. This is stuff that happens. You know, this is something that's real. It's legit. You know, it's something that is amazing. You know, there's people on like YouTube who are mediums and they talk about they can see spirits and stuff. Well, you know, maybe they can. Maybe they can. Maybe they can't. I don't know. But I think it's cool. You know, I think it's interesting. You know, and I think that people should know this stuff. You know, they should know what they can access. But it's all about your belief system. If you believe that people are gone and they're dead, gone, then you won't be able to see them. But who knows? You may have this experience. You know, you may see something. You know, you may experience something. Like for me, spiritually, I'm learning about myself, and I'm getting there. You know, and I'm learning. You know, what other people don't know, I'm learning. And I don't know. I'm just experiencing life and see where I can go. So that's something I really wanted to say. I've never shared it with anyone. But yeah, it's a real thing, you know. So thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate you. And thank you for watching this video.